everybody. You're listening to the Big Chill Podcast. This is episode 885, Obsession, FIFA, and the Return of Deebo. Hello, Big Chillians, and welcome back to the Big Chill Podcast. I'm Frank, joined as always with Eddie. Our listeners might notice the difference. The microphone is back. It has been delivered from Wisconsin with love.
With love. The microphone is back. My video is off because I'm dealing with some slight connection issues. So we're having to make some level of audio or video compromise in every recording at the moment. But hopefully sound is back to its stellar highest levels.
Yeah. I don't think the listeners will really care that I can't see you while we record.
No, it might change some of the interaction. You know, it might be a little slower to be able to interrupt, but no, it's good. Now, speaking, obviously, you mentioned the microphone issue on the last podcast. And since we recorded that, obviously a big theme of that episode was the prospect of FIFA selling off some element of the World Cup, if not all of it, to private equity. A lot has happened in the few days. Actually, as soon as we finished recording, basically, UEFA came out and said...
We started it.
Yes. Like UEFA came out immediately and said... We have unanimously decided that we will not take part in any FIFA events if this goes ahead. And then, other football associations followed suit. And it has all resulted in Infantino completely backtracking on the idea. A number of senior officials within FIFA also came out and said, wasn't my idea, I didn't like it, and I wasn't consulted or on it, which is usually...
I had nothing to do with it.
The rats fleeing the sinking ship, never a good sign. But the most... I gave Infantino so much credit, right, for the balls to sort of launch this project shortly after he received so much backlash during the World Cup. He doubled down on the ball department, I'll say, because releasing a statement from FIFA that Infantino has written but then signs off on, basically forgiving Infantino, I think is a wonderful move that I'm going to have to keep in my back pocket if I ever get involved in a scandal, where I'll make sure that I forgive myself publicly so that everyone thinks we can move on.
Yeah. He just backtracked, and then apparently now all the FIFA officials have his back 100% still.
According to him,
they acknowledge he made. I know. According to him, they acknowledge he made a mistake, but they're okay with it, and they still have his full backing, or he still has their full backing.
And errors were made. But that's it. And we shouldn't be worried. And we shouldn't be worried that reports have come out saying that he's in a desperate attempt to try and keep, obviously, football associations backing him, including Morocco, who are one of the co-hosts of the next World Cup. And in order to try and keep Morocco on board, he has supposedly offered Morocco the opportunity to host the final of the next World Cup. So this is supposedly the bartering chip that he's using with them. I'm not sure how Spain will feel about that, given that at the moment the idea is that it would be played in Spain. But interesting. It's interesting because Morocco for this tournament will have a new stadium, the Hassan II Stadium in Casablanca, which will be a 115,000-seater stadium. So it'll be the biggest football stadium in the world. So he can probably justify the idea of hosting the final there on that basis, a brand new massive stadium. But we'll see how Morocco responds. But he's completely lost the confidence of UEFA and everyone in Europe. CONCACAF came out pretty sort of on a united front against him, even some South American associations as well. And his big fear at the moment is that he's also lost Saudi Arabia, which is hosting the following World Cup, and that he might have lost the sort of Middle Eastern support that he needs for financial purposes.
Yeah, to get that $10 billion to pay everyone. If he's lost his financial backers, how's he going to keep bribing everybody?
Yes, including himself, seemingly, which is the best.
Yeah.
But It's an amazing example of someone overplaying their hand. I mean, he obviously thought he was in such an untouchable position. Reports also emerged that he supposedly made desperate calls to Donald Trump to try and get Trump to come out and say something positive about him. And Trump has seemingly ignored this, which I commend. A
Great
rare moment
friend.
where I maybe
Great
commend
friend.
Donald Trump for knowing when he's onto a loser and staying away. But yes, it's sort of what was all the sucking up for over the summer if it wasn't to have Donald Trump be able to tweet something positive about you when you needed it. But yeah, he's isolated. There's ex-players, ex-managers, ex-senior officials within football happily coming out and criticizing him. So I would be surprised if he's able to keep his position.
Yeah, but that's where I'm slightly confused, because I guess the main way he would no longer be the FIFA president would be he would resign. That's like the easiest, most straightforward way. But after you double down like he did and post a statement saying that FIFA has forgiven him and all is good, I don't see this being the type of person that's ever going to resign.
No, unless he really realizes that's the only way to keep, if he's thinking about future positions, future employment, and that resigning, does someone come to him and say, hey, you need to fall on your sword, but we'll give you a nice, golden handshake and you can go off to be an advisor and
golden
or a consultant
handshake
here.
Is that different than like a golden shower?
It's quite a bit different, yes.
Okay.
Quite a bit different. I hope to, at some point in my life, maybe be offered a golden handshake. I don't want to be offered a golden shower. So,
but if you were offered, which one would you take first?
The handshake, and it would be the only one. But yeah, that would be the only thing. But I do agree with you. The chances of him resigning seem unlikely. But what you need is just someone to step forward, because I think anyone could win against him. Like I need to work out how do I throw my name into the ring to run for the next FIFA president, because it seems like, a snail could win at this stage because of how just tremendously unpopular he is. So someone just needs to step forward and be willing to just promise. You don't have to promise a lot. Like your manifesto literally just needs to be,
I'm not corrupt.
No, you can be corrupt, but you can't be this corrupt. You're allowed to be a little corrupt. Just be discreetly corrupt and make it seem that your main focus is the sport. Like everyone involved can make money, but you still want the sport to be front and center. And as long as you do that, people will let you do whatever you want in the corners and in the fringes. You just need to make
You're corrupt for football.
Yeah. Your love of football corrupts you sometimes. That's what you need. I love this so much. I can't help myself. I have to take some money because that's how much I love it. We're okay with that.
There we go. I mean, maybe you should look into it. Is this why you don't have your video on? Or right after this, are you dressed up in your suit? Right after this, you're going to...
I am behind a podium right now, and I'm about to launch my campaign. The cameras are waiting. As soon as we're done recording this, the news will break.
You should pull the Step Brothers and wear the tuxedo. That'll be... Maybe. That'll get it.
That would help me, probably. Speaking of a little bit of World Cup news, but tying into people making very public statements, I don't know if you saw Luke Littler, obviously the world number one in darts, made some controversial statements this week. He came out and said, speaking of recent World Cup winner Lamine Yamal, he hasn't really accomplished a lot. Maybe he scored a goal and made an assist. Is he the best 19-year-old in the world? No, he isn't. The way I'm winning my games and titles, I'm probably the best athlete in the world right now.
I love it. I mean, unfortunately, there will be many listeners who don't know who he is.
This is an opportunity for us to say you can go in the direction of our social media. We will put up a picture of Luke Littler with the quote, and you can assess his athletic abilities purely based on the visuals that come from just looking at him. But he is 19. He looks
33.
45. I think 33 is being generous. He's not
His
in good.
face at times looks young. The rest of everything
You mean
he's got going on
when the
doesn't.
lights are out?
Yeah.
Me too. When I turn the lights off, I occasionally look 19 too. But
he's got chubby 19-year-old cheeks.
He's got a chubby everything. I mean, I'm not okay with. I love darts, so I want to say this. I love darts. I have a huge amount of respect for the skill level of professional darts players. Like, they are incredibly skilled people. However, I don't consider darts to be a sport. I think it's a game, and that isn't me like knocking it by you're not a sport. It's just, to me, I think there has to be a slightly physical element to a sport, and just throwing a dart doesn't get you there. And then at the same time, even if you do think it's a sport, you cannot call yourself an athlete. I mean, you just can't. Like, even if I give you the sport tag, you're not an athlete. Well, in the same way that, like, skeet shooting, you're not an athlete.
Then what would you call yourself though? Like, because I agree with you. I don't think we've had these conversations about what's a sport. I think multiple times, even at the very beginning of our podcast when Sam was on. I don't think darts is a sport. I would call it game. Game is a good one. I sometimes say things like hobby. It's like a hobby. But then if you're a participant,
you can't call it a hobby
game,
though, because if it's your career, it can't be a hobby, right? Like, you can't be a professional darts player, but then say, "What's your hobby?" Oh, it's darts. Like, that's weird.
I don't know. I feel like a lot of people have hobbies that they turn into careers nowadays.
They do, but they usually aren't paid millions for it. Like, a professional singer, their hobby isn't singing, right? I mean, they could say that to try and still feel wholesome and just, I do what I love, and I'm not in it for the money. You can kind of say that, but
regardless,
I think it's a game.
If you want to call it a game, what do you call someone who participates in a game? Do you just call yourself a gamer?
A player, a competitor.
A player?
If he
I'm the
makes
best darts player.
Yeah,
I'm the best dartist.
Look, put it this way: if I change that statement to, the way I'm winning my games and titles, I'm probably the best competitor in the world right now, I can maybe live with it. I can say, like, okay, you face high pressure situations, you come through in the toughest of moments, week in and week out. The margin for error within darts is literally tiny. So you could sort of say that of any teenage young athlete, you're delivering on the biggest stage in your sport more consistently. I said sport there, but in your game,
in
fine.
Your event,
in the thing you do, but you can't say athlete.
Now, are we sure? I like this though, because look, we're talking about Luke Littler and darts, so he did his job here. I think this was a purposeful, controversial comment.
No, I think he's got a huge ego. I don't think he's trolling. Like, I don't think he's in that category, because he's already been in this summer. He was already in, like, on social media a lot, because there was that debate of. I think the Luke Littler debate came first, but maybe it came second. There was the one debate of who wins if you got to eat a hot dog and then run 100 meters. If it's Usain Bolt versus Joey Chestnut, like, who wins that race? And then equally, there was the idea of who wins if it's, say, like Mo Farah, the former Olympic long distance runner, versus Luke Littler. Of you run 5 miles, but at the end of every mile, you have to do a 5:01 checkout in darts. Like, who wins? The Mo Farah Luke Littler one actually becomes interesting when you really think about it. In the Joey Chestnut Usain Bolt, it's obviously Joey Chestnut, because he can eat one hot dog in like 1.5 seconds. There's just no way that Usain Bolt eats a hot dog in under 20 seconds. And so then
you could eat a hot dog in under 5 seconds.
I don't sure. I think I'm not sure. Under 5?
100%. Yes.
Okay, so let's say I can do it in 5, or let's say Usain Bolt can do it in 5, and then he runs the 100 meters. I mean, he's not going to be world.
In 10, 11.
Let's say 11 seconds. So that means that Joey Chestnut has to run a sub 15-second 100 meters, which I think he's probably capable of doing.
I don't know. I don't think you can run sub. I don't think you can run sub 15.
You don't think I could run sub 15 seconds?
No. Let me see. Hold on, let me think about this.
It's pretty slow.
Yeah, you could probably do. It'd be close. I'm gonna say you're in the 14-second range.
I mean, what is close? It's all technically kind of close because it's going to be within one, or even Usain Bolt is sort of close to 15 seconds because he's only 5 seconds off. So depending on what we consider close to be, we're all pretty close to the 15-second mark. I think I would run.
Yeah, I don't know. I think Usain Bolt wins that one.
I don't think so. I think you're being generous in thinking that he can eat a hot dog in under 5 seconds.
Hot dogs aren't big. 2 bites. We could test this out when you get here.
Yeah, I mean, you could do the race between. The thing is, though, that like none of us have a hot dog eating advantage. But yeah, sure. when I'm, it's not as if we can't think of a similar sequence of events where. I
just want to see how quickly you think you can eat a hot dog. And I also want to see you do it in a gross fashion because I know it'll upset you to know that you're eating a hot dog very disgustingly.
Well, see, that's the thing is, like, say if I can't do the water dipping thing. And I'm not even going to just shove it into my mouth. So I'm just going to take bites. I don't think I'm doing it under 10 seconds, honestly. I think you're underestimating how long how slow a 15-second 100 meters is, but then also underestimating how 10 seconds to eat a hot dog is actually not a huge amount of time.
I think you could eat 3 hot dogs in 10 seconds.
Well, if that's the case, then you could send me to the Nathan's hot dog eating contest because I'm on pace.
3, not 40. Yeah, you got a great pace and you clock out after like 7.
Now, moving along.
So wait. We didn't get what was the other one then? It was Luke Littler.
The other one, it was Luke Littler versus Mo Farah or someone similar, like an elite long distance runner. And I think it started as like a half marathon against each other, like the idea of if they ran a half marathon, but at the end of every mile, you have to do a 5:01 checkout. But I don't
think he finishes.
That was the kind of evolution. So I think it then changed to like a 5 or a 10 mile. And I think they maybe settled on the idea of if they ran a 5K, who would be able to win. I think then it's Luke Littler, and I actually don't think it's close if it's a 5K, because I think he could just walk the 5K and would just check out the 5:01 so much faster that I don't think Mo Farah would have a chance.
Yeah, because a 5K is like 3.5 miles. Not even?
Yeah.
Like 3.2.
And Luke Littler is going to check out every 5:01 in, let's say he's going to average, this is a bad average for him, but 15 darts. It will take him under a minute to do it easily. Whereas Mo Farah might get stuck on a 5, because for listeners, this is like going from 5:01 to 0, but you have to close on a double. You have to hit exactly 0 on your checkout. So Mo Farah is going to get stuck on a double. He's going to do the thing that most amateur darts players do eventually, where he's going to get down to 2 and then just be like going for double 1. But if he hits any other number, he immediately busts and has to go and take his dart out of the board. So I think Luke Littler wins that. Luke Littler actually might even win the half marathon or even a full marathon because he could just walk it the whole way really slowly.
But how many times, though, do you have to hit? So then you'd have to do darts 13 times, 5:01 in a half marathon?
In a half marathon, yeah. He could walk it.
It's like too much.
He could walk it and stop for pints along the way. Like he would build such... By mile 7, he is minutes and minutes ahead of time.
Yeah, maybe if you do like a 10K and had to do 5:01 before and after the 10K.
Yeah, it's just sort of like the beer mile challenge, basically, is what it was as sort of an evolution of. I
Yeah.
think Mo Farah agreed to do it. I think. I think he saw the internet discussing it and said he would be game. I mean, he has nothing to lose, really, because he's not going to. You can't really drastically embarrass yourself on the darts front. Luke Littler has a little bit to lose because if it just turns out he can't like finish 10 miles, then then the athlete claims go out the window pretty fast.
It is crazy though that he's 19 years old. He does. Yeah, he looks
awful for a multi-millionaire. Because that's the other thing to factor in here, right? When he first burst onto the scene and he's from a humble background and stuff, you can maybe kind of get it. And in a sense, I almost admire it because he's got less fit as he's got wealthier and more famous, which is a rare move. You know, most people in his position would be getting a personal trainer, getting a chef, eating better. But instead, you just see videos of him like winning £1.5 million in a darts tournament, and then he's at like a kebab van an hour later just buying his dinner. Like that's he's sticking true to who he is, even if it doesn't help him out from a health perspective whatsoever. Now, on to the next random topic that I have identified for us sports-wise. Have you seen the gimmick that the University of Akron has rolled out for their college football season opener?
No, I have
so
not.
for
Akron's not on my radar. Is it the
No.
Buzz? What are they? The Akron?
Maybe it should be. The Flashes, aren't they? Something like that? The Golden Flashes or something. For their home opener, they are going to hold
Zips. They're the Zips.
The Zips, yeah. They are going to hold. No, he said something else. I can't remember what it was. But they're going to hold a draw from all season ticket holders, and whoever wins that draw will get to script the opening drive of their home opener along with their head coach. So they'll work alongside each other, and that season ticket holder gets to be the offensive coordinator for the opening drive. I think they even get to be like field side with the headphones on, like the headset on for the home opener as well.
I mean, the question already is how much do they actually get to, like participate? Like, because you're working with the coach. Is the coach like, all right, we're going to run this play and you're going to be okay with it?
There's a chance that, for starters, right, they're working from their playbook. Even if they give them license to really pick to script the opening drive, you're not designing plays. It would be great if you could just design your own plays and just do that. But it's going to be, hey, here's our playbook. Pick a run.
Oh, it's Joe Moorhead is their head coach. I didn't know that.
Yeah. So yeah,
he's like a pretty good O coordinator. You can learn something from him.
He has a lot of faith in a random fan participating in the play calling.
He was Penn State's O coordinator for a little bit, and then I think like Oregon. That's pretty funny. I don't know. I'd have to see how that actually works out to see if it is cool or not. Like if they do this drive and the first play, the guy's like, I want to go deep. And Moorhead's like, no, we talked about this. We're going to like run this play. And he's like, no, I changed my mind. I want to go deep. And they like respect it. Then I like it.
Yeah. Or what if this guy just, because also it's, I mean, there's going to be audibles and stuff, right? Like if he is on the sidelines and he's able to, make a change, like, hey, we're running the ball down their throats. We're going to change the script. We're going to go run heavy, and it works really well. Do you consider keeping this guy on? Like if he's really,
yeah, that would be interesting. Like if they go out and they score a touchdown in 7 plays, is the head coach being like, all right, we'll give you another drive? Like, let's see what happens on drive 2.
Opening play.
No, because opening play could just be lucky. No, because that could just be luck. You know what I mean? It has to be like 6 plays of like 15, 12, 15, 18 touchdown. And you're like, oh my God, this guy, he's ripping them apart.
Yeah, but to me, that's also if you score a touchdown on the opening drive, is it then like, well, hey, we scripted 10 more plays, so you're getting drive 2 too. Like you're basically you get to go till your script runs out.
Or do you go to you don't score a touchdown? I think that should be the side rule.
Yeah. Now,
who are they playing? Wake Forest? No way. Oh, they play University of Minnesota on week 3. Maybe they'll still be doing this.
Because this is the other thing. If you're the Wake Forest head coach, are you putting the defensive coordinator's job on the line if he can't stop random fan from scheming up a touchdown on the opening drive? That's the
It's
other.
their home opener. It's their home opener.
Yeah. So yeah. So who's that?
Robert Morris.
D3 school.
Oh. Yeah. But still.
See, if I was Robert Morris, I would respond in kind and I would say, we're picking a random fan to be our defensive coordinator for the opening drive of our road opener and just have fans go head to head the entire game. And you know what? Then we're going to have the second drive. Our second offensive drive is going to have a fan.
Our quarterback is going to be the season ticket holder winner.
Yes. Now, staying on the American football topic, I've got a real question for you.
Where's Deebo been?
Well, he's back in San Francisco.
Is he still in the league?
He's back with the 49ers.
Do you want to know something funny? I saw a 49ers training clip, and it was like, Purdy to Deebo looks dangerous. And I legitimately was like, wait, Deebo Samuel's back at the Niners?
I will confess, I had the same thing. Did I miss that? I had the same thing. I saw some videos come out from whatever Instagram account that I was following, and it was Deebo in training camp. And I thought it was throwback to 2024 or something. And then it was followed within the same clip. It then had Mike Evans. So I was like, oh my God, this is from this year. I had missed the news of the 49ers re-signing Deebo Samuels. But he's back, supposedly looking fitter and healthier than ever before. So exciting news for the Niners faithful.
Do you know how I know you read Niners Nation? Because I just typed in Deebo Samuel and opened up the Niners Nation thing, and it says, Deebo Samuel in phenomenal shape as teammates fired up for his return. You've been outed, Mr. Niners Nation.
I don't actually really read Niners Nation, but I will tell you, everywhere has been claiming he's in the best shape. The problem with Deebo Samuel is I think in every preseason I can remember, Deebo Samuel's been in the best shape of his life.
I mean, did this cost them a lot to bring him back? Like, I have no idea how this happened.
I think I think he was a free agent. I think he only signed a 1-year deal with the Commanders from the when he got traded.
That's so weird.
So he just re-signed as a free agent. So for the Niners, it makes a lot of sense, obviously, because they're dealing with Ricky Pearsall has ongoing issues in every part of his body.
He's out for the year again.
He's out for all of preseason, so that's not off to a good start. I do feel a little harsh. I was reading an ESPN article about Ricky Pearsall, and then they did that thing where they said in his first 2 seasons with the 49ers, he's missed 16 regular season games or whatever it was. It's like, well, he did miss the first season regular season games because he got shot. Like that is slightly, it's not like injury prone that someone attempted to rob him and shot him in the chest. I don't think we can consider that that's not going to happen every couple of years, hopefully.
But no, he's out for the year again.
Is he out for the year? I thought he's just out for
he just had knee surgery. No, he had knee surgery. He's out for the year.
Oh dear.
Because that's what I saw. The thing was like he missed his entire first year, and then he came back for like 5 games, and now he's missed his entire third year.
It's fine. We got Deebo now.
Yeah. We still got a lot of playing time.
Back to zero deep threats. That's what the team needed. Just have everyone thrive within 10 yards of the line of scrimmage. Just, don't stretch a defense whatsoever.
He had PCL surgery. It's a very rare surgery, apparently. That's what it says. I don't know where the PCL is. Posterior?
Well, we wish him the best of luck in his recovery. Do you have any random sporting news or topics you'd like to bring up?
I don't have any sporting news. I have a lot of television and movies because now that I'm injured and I can't play hockey like 3 nights a week and I can't really do much at the gym, I've just been watching a ton of television. It's so depressing. I've just been crushing through TV. I do have a question though. We can kind of keep it a little sport topic-y. I don't know if you saw there was the Celebrity Jeopardy. It was like the past few weeks. And
yeah.
Oh, did you see the final Jeopardy question? The penalties one?
No, I didn't.
Oh, okay. All right, I'll give you the final Jeopardy question. It was labeled penalties was like the category. It's a 2-minute penalty in the NHL, 15 yards in the NFL, and no penalty in the MLB if you're Doc Ellis pitching a no-hitter in 1970.
Okay, hold on. Got to get my mind into the Jeopardy phrasing of questions. So you said it's a 2-minute penalty in the NHL.
I'll read it again.
15
it's a
yard
2-minute penalty in the NHL, 15 yards in the NFL, and no penalty in MLB if you're Doc Ellis pitching a no-hitter in 1970.
I'm a little confused because I know Doc Ellis. I've seen that cartoon of him. That's when he was like on LSD, right? Because they turned that into that mini movie that I've watched. That's the only Doc Ellis fact I know. And I'm going to presume that this is what this is in reference to, is the no-hitter he threw while he was on LSD. But taking LSD in the NFL is not a 15-yard penalty. So does it have something to do with drug use?
You're so close.
Like being under the influence of something?
It's a 2-minute penalty in the NHL, 15 yards in the NFL, and no penalty in MLB if you're Doc Ellis pitching a no-hitter in 1970.
What is... I don't know. I can't think. Are these real penalties or is this some sort of wordplay?
Yep.
These are real penalties.
Both. It's both. Because you have to remember
tripping.
It's also Celebrity Jeopardy. Yes. Tripping.
What is tripping? Nice.
There you go. Got it.
I'm not sure I would have got that. I don't know how long they give you on...
Like 20 seconds.
Yeah, I don't think I get that in the time frame.
Yeah. 2 of them got
Who
it.
won? Who won?
John Hamm.
Nice.
Or at least that was to advance to the semifinals, I think. But he got it right. And then Key. No. It's Key and Peele, right?
Yes.
Who's the skinny one?
Key, because it's Jordan.
Yeah, Key.
Jordan Peele.
Jordan Peele, who's the director. He's the bigger one.
Yeah.
Yeah, so Key also got it right.
Yeah.
But that's about the most sports I've had. I mean, there's not much going on in sports. That's the problem.
There is.
I don't like baseball very much, so.
No, I mean, I've been watching some cycling, some tennis. I did see, I guess, kind of bring us slightly back into football because obviously preseason is kicking off in the world of European football I'm referring to now. And the big debate that's happening is Cole Palmer and Morgan Rogers, who both do the same celebration, the like frozen, ice cold, arm rubbing celebration.
Yeah.
Now, Morgan Rogers did it first. I guess you could argue Cole Palmer did it better because he gets to do the cold Palmer.
Yeah.
They now both play
Got the
for
nickname
Chelsea.
going.
Yeah. So the debate is, will they both do it? Does Morgan Rogers have to give it up? Morgan Rogers was asked about this during the World Cup, and he's like adamant that the thing that annoys me about this is it's not like he invented it. That was already something people did. He's not the first. He might be the first footballer to popularize it in a celebration, but it's not as if you can claim that it was your idea to begin with. I think you have to I think the cold Palmer is so much better than just Morgan Rogers doing it. You have to leave it to Palmer, I think.
But I don't why is this such a big deal? Why can't just multiple people do the same celebration? What's the difference?
I mean, I don't think anyone really cares. I think Cole Palmer actually might care. Morgan Rogers, I think he only cares that he wants people to know he did it first and that he's not copying Cole Palmer. Because I do get that if you're him, like when Palmer started doing it, then for example, it went into FIFA, the video game, as like a Cole Palmer celebration. And I can understand if you're Morgan Rogers of not wanting it to seem like you saw someone else doing a celebration, thought it was cool, and then started doing it as well, even though you're the same generation. And I mean, actually, Morgan Rogers must be a little bit older than Cole Palmer. So sort of a loser move if you do that when you're both successful footballers. So I think that's the only reason he wants people to know is he did it first and he's not copying. But I don't think he actually cares that Palmer also does it.
Yeah.
I guess what Rogers basically wants Cole Palmer to come out and do is, I saw Morgan Rogers do it. I thought it was really cool. It then worked really well as cold Palmer, and I did it. If he could just sort of cite his source.
He's not getting that. That's way too many words in one sentence for Cole Palmer to put together.
Well, Cole Palmer jokingly said that so I do think he has copyrighted like the cold Palmer. So he did jokingly say that if Morgan Rogers did it, that he would send debt collectors around to his house, that he would sue him. So
that would be awesome. I can transition us into a slightly sports pop culture because one of the things I've been watching is the new season of Quarterbacks on Netflix.
Okay.
I only occasionally watch this. Like, I don't think I've ever watched a full season. I think this is the third season of the show. I've never watched a full season. And I kind of just put it on in the background if I'm like cooking or something, because it's just, you don't really need to watch it. You can just kind of listen because you already know what happens in the season because it's already over. This season, let me get this right. It is Baker Mayfield, Joe Flacco, Cam Ward, and Jaden Daniels are the quarterbacks.
Pretty good group.
They did pick a pretty good group of like interesting quarterbacks that you kind of want to know a little more about. Turns out Cam Ward, not that interesting. Turns out Jaden Daniels, not that interesting.
I could have guessed that. I do think it's a tougher thing to be involved in early in your career.
Yeah, the Jaden Daniels surprised me. I thought he would be a lot more, not like aggressive, but like more of an extrovert, but he's actually like really shy in private. I did not expect that. So, and maybe they didn't either because like they don't get much from him like every season. And I guess he gets hurt, right? So maybe that'll be part of the talking point. But like struck gold with Flacco because not only does Flacco start on the Browns, he then gets benched in favor of Dylan Gabriel and then gets traded to Cincinnati. So that's like a great win for them to get that like kind of like journeyman story live. That's pretty nice.
Yeah, plus he had tons of he's going to come into his own in terms of the weird quotes. And last year, right, that's when he went viral for the saying he likes going to eat by himself. And also when he went viral for being like sitting in economy on the flight to after he got traded. Yeah.
I mean, you can see it like when he was in Cleveland, they had to like pack up his quote unquote apartment. They did it in 30 minutes. Like, he had 3 bags and that was it in this entire apartment he was living in. Like, it didn't even fill the back of his SUV.
Yeah.
And then, but
Yeah.
the main takeaway from it is, I mean, they should just do the entire show with Baker Mayfield because he is
How do you feel?
he's as much of a character as you think he is.
How do you feel? Because obviously Baker Mayfield, he's kind of making headlines at the moment because he hasn't reached a contract agreement with the Buccaneers. So, and he set a deadline for that with an ultimatum of if we haven't agreed a new contract by the time, I think it was basically once preseason started, that I won't be discussing a new contract during the season. So I will be leaving the Buccaneers at the end of the year. But then has come out and said he was like disappointed. He feels disrespected in the offers that the Buccaneers made to him. That he loves living in Tampa Bay. These families made it as their home and stuff. But then also acknowledged that when the Tampa Bay initially gave him his opportunity, they were taking a chance on him because he had been going through a difficult time, aside from the brief stint with the Rams where he had that, like that game where he came in 3 hours before and had a Monday night win or whatever it was.
Yeah.
I sometimes struggle with the athlete mentality of being like, I'm so appreciative of the opportunity that they gave me and they took a chance on me when no one else would. But now they need to pay me absolute top dollar because I was successful in the opportunity that they gave me.
Yeah. It's like I am so grateful that they took a shot and let me shine. And now that I've shined, I want to fuck them over and get as much money from them as I can.
Yes. And if I won't, I'll go somewhere else.
Yeah.
But then if no one else will take me, maybe I'll be back here.
It's a slightly different scenario. I think if you are like the number 1 draft pick or like, like Jaden Daniels or something like that, and you do really well, and then you say, hey, new contract's up, I want more or I'm going to leave. You knew I was good. You drafted me number 1, 2, 3, whatever. I did great. I'm a top 5 quarterback. I want more. But when it's like, I was recently brought in by the Rams as like an emergency quarterback because no one else was available. I was like dead in the water, was going to be a backup potentially. And now you brought me in, took a chance. I've done well. Now I'm going to fuck you over for giving me a second chance as a starting quarterback. Like I don't like it. And I get it. Like, you do want to get paid fairly. That's fine. But I think you need to be a little more willing to negotiate and get to the table instead of just kind of like completely shutting them down like he's threatening to do.
Because, so he signed a 3-year, $100 million deal with the Buccaneers in 2024. So he's earning $33 million a year. Let's assume that they're certainly not offering him a pay cut. They're probably offering him a slight increase on that. So let's say it's $40 million, like 3 years, $120 million, something along those lines. I understand you want to. In Baker Mayfield's mind, he'll be looking at other contracts and saying, "I'm as good as that guy. I'm as good as this guy." Realistically, $40 million a year for Baker Mayfield feels, I'm not going to say about right or generous because obviously it's within you have to view it through the prism of you're a starting quarterback in the NFL and there's a baseline for what that earns you. But I mean, he's not a top 10 quarterback.
I can tell you right now, his average salary puts him 16th in the NFL right now for
feels
contracts.
Right.
And I'll read you the names above: Patrick Mahomes, Dak Prescott, Joe Burrow, Josh Allen, Jordan Love, Trevor Lawrence, Matt Stafford, Jared Goff, Brock Purdy, Justin Herbert, Lamar Jackson, Jalen Hurts, Deshaun Watson, Daniel Jones, Sam Darnold, Baker Mayfield. He is at the very bottom of like what you would consider like a pretty good quarterback, because then after that it's like Malik Willis, Aaron Rodgers, Jacoby Brissett, Fernando Mendoza, Cam Ward, Kirk Cousins. Like, you could say he's either the top of tier 2 or at the bottom of tier 1 if it's like a 2-tier system there. But
yeah,
he like, realistically, how much do you think you can move up that list? Like, maybe you put yourself in the Goff, Purdy, Herbert, Jackson, Hurts group. you move up a little bit. I mean, they are making those guys are making $50 million.
The tough thing,
so you're going from
comparing
33
him
to 50.
like comparing him to say the Herbert or Purdy side of things is those are young quarterbacks. So that's a franchise sort of wanting to keep a quarterback long term and wanting to keep them happy. So you can't really compare yourself. I guess Goff is probably a fair point of reference. I mean, I take Jared Goff all day over Baker Mayfield. I think you'd struggle to find someone who would say otherwise. However, fine if he wants to put himself into that. So what's Goff earning per year?
53. What's that ruffling of papers? Are you renegotiating the contract? It just sounded like you had the contract in front of you and you're like, oh, let's see what we can do here.
You didn't know I'd taken the job with the Buccaneers?
That was amazing.
I've been negotiating contracts.
It legitimately sounded like you were a car salesman, and I told you exactly what I wanted, and you were like, "Oh, let's see what I could do here," and you're like flipping the papers.
It was actually just my chair, which is like a wicker chair, so it was that made the noise. But yeah, I've been negotiating contracts on the Buccaneers' behalf, and I didn't benchmark what other quarterbacks were earning before you've just undone me there, because when I sent that offer in of $25 million to Baker Mayfield, I thought it was fair, not knowing what he currently earns or what anyone else in the league earns. Yeah. I don't know. And look, I understand it's a short career, relatively speaking. You need to maximize your earning potential. In general, people don't like, and I hate being the person who says like, "Isn't it enough money? You just take a pay cut, just earn less." But
so supposedly, the Bucs have offered Mayfield a 2-year contract extension worth slightly above $100 million, which would put him at above about $50 million. That only moves him up like three. It only moves him up 3 slots, but now he's in the exact same like range, like money range as the Goff, Purdy, Herbert, Jackson, Hurts. They're making 53 to 51 million. So he's right at the bottom of that.
And is he? I mean, like here,
I think that's
Baker Mayfield
reasonable. Like for that's where I think for him to be like, this is outrageous. How insulting this is. That to me is crazy.
Yeah. He's made it seem as if they've like took a dump on a desk and slid the paper over to him with the way that they've discussed.
That's what you did? That's how you started the negotiation, Eddie?
Yeah. That's how I start every negotiation. You establish dominance in a very
not even negotiation.
Primal,
that's how you start a meeting.
Yeah, in just a very primal way. You make people uncomfortable. You see how they handle an uncomfortable situation. You just stare them down after you've done it, and never had a meeting go wrong. I'll throw that little life hack out there to everyone.
Because
the only thing I can understand if you're Baker Mayfield, it's just the 2 years. Maybe that's the only thing, but surely then you can take a little less salary to try and get to 3 or 4 years.
Because the other thing I'll say is it's like pretty tight. So, I mean, because like Mahomes is at 64, Dak's at 60, which is crazy, and then Burrow is at 55, and so is Josh Allen. So even if you were offered 53, like you're not going to get paid more than Joe Burrow and Josh Allen. I don't think that's right.
No, it can only be the deal length because he's 31 and he knows that if he signs a 2-year deal, he's 12 months away from, again, uncertainty. You run the risk that the Buccaneers have a bad season, decide to draft someone. But realistically, then, I don't know. If you go, hey, 2 years, give me a 3rd-year player option, 4th-year team option, we do it that way so that we have something that seems kind of suitable for everyone. I don't know. He just has to accept, unfortunately for Baker Mayfield, and his ego and confidence and swagger is part of his success and part of why he's super likable to watch play. But maybe just has to accept that he is in the permanent kind of like revolving doors, not a backup, but not a starter you want to pin your hopes on for 5 years.
Yeah. But super enjoyable to watch in quarterbacks.
But you're not winning a Super Bowl with Baker Mayfield, probably. I mean, that's the thing, right? Like, all right, what else did you have on your TV viewing?
All right, I can go through a few of these quickly, and then we can get to some of the more juicy ones. So Apple TV, Silo is back. It's okay at best. And then have you watched the new Apple show Lucky with Anya Taylor-Joy?
I have not, no.
It's okay. It's decent. It's not the best show I've ever seen. The other one that just started on Apple, Eddie, season 4 of Ted Lasso. Did you watch episode 1?
I have not watched, so we can save the Ted Lasso discussion
Oh.
because I will watch it. We'll do it like after episode 2. I will
Okay.
watch it, so we can. I haven't had time yet, so next week we can do a catch up on the first couple episodes.
I'm gonna spoil one thing for you. I'm sorry. I know you're gonna be quite upset. The young actor who played Ted Lasso's son has been recast.
Oh, God damn it. That kid was amazing.
You're right,
I
Eddie. He
would've-
was amazing because I went back and looked. He was nominated in 2024 for the Young Artist Award, and then he won the National Film Award in the UK for the best newcomer in a television series.
That must have been a rough year for candidates, but I'd like to. Maybe we can claim the podcast is partially responsible for getting him recast because I know we disliked making fun of him, but the dead in the eyes, lifeless child of Ted Lasso.
He's doing well.
Didn't need him.
He was just on the new Lord of the Flies on Netflix.
I'll watch that and then see how I feel about him.
But the reason he didn't return is because the son has to be good at soccer or football. So
And acting.
they recast someone. Yes. And acting.
Seems to need the requirement is you need to be able to somewhat portray a real life human being on screen. Like we're not setting it's not too high, but just can you not come across as a cardboard alien? Is that possible?
Oh. And then obviously I am absolutely demolishing From. Like I'm putting down a season every 4 days at this pace.
Nice.
And then we watched Obsession last weekend. Have you seen that yet?
I feel like I've seen it through social media clips. Like I do, and this is what the thing is that's putting me off watching it is I actually think I've seen I've definitely seen all of the major like plot points through, and I commend them for how good their viral marketing strategy was in that there was a 2-week period in which I was just inundated with Obsession clips everywhere I looked. But it has actually put me off with the idea of watching it because I know exactly what the plot line is without.
Yeah, see, I avoided almost all of that. Like anytime I saw something Obsession related, I just skipped it because I knew I had want to really watch the movie. It's really good. It's just a really good movie. Like I don't know. I can't really describe it past that in a way that it's not, it's not like the Odyssey or something where it's like the visual effects are spectacular, blah, blah, blah. Like just everything about it is just a really fun, good movie. Like it's darkly funny for a lot of it, but then also has really good horror elements in it as well. Like a few jump scares, a few like pretty gory horror moments. Like it's just super well done. For the amount of time it took them to do it, I think it was like 26 days they filmed the movie in, and like the budget they were on, it's really, really good.
Well, I mean, yeah, it's obviously been phenomenally successful. I will say this: the other thing that does put me off a little bit, to get on my soapbox and get a bit political to a degree. A couple, I think it was the makeup artist or something who came out and said she was only paid $7,000 to be in the movie, and she has nothing on the back end. So the success of the movies had no impact in terms of how much money she's made. And the response to that being, that's the contract you signed. And also, hey, your career will benefit from having been part of such a successful movie. Like, you did a really good job. People will want to work with you. And if the movie had failed, you weren't going to give your money back, which is the other thing. Yeah, none of that's wrong. But I also, in any walk of life, see nothing wrong with people saying, whoa, this was way more successful than we thought it was going to be. It's going to, out of this $300 million, we can definitely set aside, like, let's say pay some bonuses to people who helped make the movie. We'll put aside $10 million and everyone gets a $50,000 bonus or whatever it is, so that every member, like everyone who participated, feels like they got some like share of the profits. That's how the world actually should be run. That we don't go like, hey, I took all the risk, therefore I get all the rewards, and you agreed to this like minimum wage deal because you needed a job. Like, let's encourage people making huge amounts of money to share the wealth a little bit and not randomly just defend. Because I also think when people are talking about that, they're pretending to themselves as if the people making that $300 million is like the director and the writer. And it's not. It's actually just the company that bought the movie.
Or the producer.
So it's just people who are already fantastically wealthy. It's not as if, and don't get me wrong, people on the upper end of that movie will have also made a little bit more. But just let's normalize the idea of spreading the wealth. Like, it's not a lot to ask.
Yeah. I mean, even the actors didn't get paid very much, if anything.
No, and they should do. Again, a little bonus, a little like, hey, thanks for doing this. We know we didn't expect this to make a huge amount of money. Turns out it made a crazy amount of money. We can spread that around a little bit. Like, thank you so much. We couldn't have done this without you. I'd be pissed off because I'm sure if you were, if that's one of my friends and they tell me like, oh, I was the, I don't know, whatever, anything in the production side of it, and I go like, oh wow, you must have made it, like that must have been a nice little payday for you as within the movie industry. No, I made $7,000 for 4 months work. Oh, awesome.
Yeah, so I can just give you the breakdown. So it costs $750,000 to make, and so far it's gained over $400 million worldwide. It's I think the highest grossing indie movie ever, and it was bought by Focus Features for $14 million. So Focus Features has made $385 million already off of that movie.
And don't get me wrong, they've marketed this so heavily. So they've spent a boatload of money to get it to where it is. So I'm not going to pretend as if that's pure profit. You could tell me that they've spent $100 million on advertising, and I would absolutely believe it in terms of how omnipresent it has been globally, not just within the US. But let's say they made $200 million.
They're at $100 million now, right? And they're at 400. Yeah. So let's say they've already made $300 million.
Yeah. Let's be conservative.
This is before.
Let's be conservative.
This is before, like, you still got a lot of time left on this movie.
This is also, we have to remind people, like the athletes do, this is before taxes too. Do poor people know what taxes are? Because we're not thinking about the taxes you have to pay on that. And now this gets really complicated because this would be like corporate tax. So they'll be able to write off losses on other movies and all sorts of things. So it's going to be, who knows if they're actually paying any tax from a net perspective. But yeah, look, if they'd said, think of the press again. Just say they said, we've set aside $1 million that will be distributed amongst everyone who took part in the movie, which is probably what, I don't know, 200 people, all told. How great do they look? How much that makes people almost want to go like, do you know what? I'll go see that movie because they're doing a good thing.
I mean, you could do 2 million and that's still only 1%, at most 1%, probably less than 1% of their profit. Like, end of the day take home in the pocket profit.
Because the argument to the people who say like, well, this is what they agreed to, and whatever, it's like that's all well and good, but you want the movie industry or the TV industry to continue to exist, right? And the only way it can do that is if you actually pay everyone involved enough money for someone to say, this is the career I want to have, and I can earn a very good, like, you don't need to be rich and retiring at 35, but you need to be someone who's like playing an important part in making movies and getting a nice wage out of that, where you get to have a respectable life and retire at a normal age and, be able to buy a house and do things that people expect to do if they're successful. And so to turn around and be like, hey, sucks for you, should have negotiated better. I don't think they have a lot of leverage in this indie movie over, like they're probably even agreeing to it, sort of doing a favor to someone initially of like, hey, can you help me out with my movie? I'm doing the best I can to get you like $10,000. Like, I can't do more. What are you going to turn around and be like, okay, but give me points? Like, what are you talking about? If we're lucky, 1,000 people see this thing.
Yeah, and I guess the other argument too is, a lot of the actors didn't get paid much. Like I know Indy Neverett didn't get paid much and all of that. But the difference is they will then go on and the director Curry Barker or Baker, like they'll go on and they're going to make millions in subsequent, even if they end up not being good at what they do and this was like a one-off, the next 3-4 movies they have, they're going to make a ton of money. Whereas if you are a good, I don't know, like
makeup
set,
artist.
Yeah. You might not like, this might have been a great movie and maybe you get like one more gig or something, but you're not getting anywhere near like the difference
you don't get
that
paid,
they're going to make up.
You don't get
what I
paid
mean?
20 times. It's not like in the next movie they go, hey, you knocked it out of the park with the makeup on Obsession, so we're going to pay you $17 million for the makeup in this movie. Like, that's not going to happen. Like, yes, you're right. Like, you maybe get some more gigs. And also in the case of all the actors involved, they're already all kind of successful. Like, yes, some of them are YouTubers, but successful YouTubers. So they already have made money. It's not as if these are just random people. And the lead actress whose name you said, but I can't remember her name, she's already been in fairly big things. So it's, again,
she's in
it's
13
not
Reasons Why. That was basically.
Yeah, but that's big.
And Superman. And Lois.
Oh yeah, that's yeah. Those are two.
No, that's
the TV show.
Superman and Lois.
Right, but you're making money doing
CW.
that. Yeah, but still,
she's making some money.
That's still one of those things where she's probably making $50,000 an episode to be in that. That's what will be happening. She'll claim like that's not that much money because that's what actors do. They'll be like, 50,000 sounds like a lot, but it's 20 episodes. That's not then you pay tax, then you pay your agent, then you pay your manager, and then you don't work for 7 months. And so when you really break it down, I mean, that's only like $750,000 a year. Like, and you got to live in LA. It's expensive. Like that's what you have to listen to these people do. But
she was paid $20,000 for
an episode?
Obsession. No, for Obsession. It says her net worth is 500 to 800.
Those things are so far off, though. But yeah. We'll obviously see how they go on. I probably won't watch Obsession though, even though I know it's supposed to be good.
I should watch it. It's good. It's maybe so good. Yeah, it could be a pretty decent plane movie. It's just really good. Like it's just a super well done movie. It's like, again, it's not super long. Like just every aspect about the movie makes it an enjoyable movie.
I get that, but I know the full plot, and I don't want to. I mean, here's what I say, and we'll say spoilers. in case, because we're close to the end of the episode anyway. So spoilers. You can tell me if I have any of these plot points like majorly wrong. It doesn't have to be like, oh, you're way, if there's little details, but if I just basically get this wrong. There's a group of friends. One of those friends previously dated, or maybe even still was dating, but I think previously dating the girl that the one guy is really into. And then he finds out that there's this like wish stick that he can snap and make it a wish. And so he wishes for her to be obsessed with him. And that backfires because she's then obsessed to the point of being like a non-functional human being. And he's also taken away all of her sort of independence. And occasionally, and the theory is that like if she sees a mirror or like sees her own reflection, she's then able to sort of get some of her independence in a way, because it kind of snaps her out of this spell. And so in brief moments, and including when she's sleeping, sort of whispering to him of like, it's not really me. She sort of kind of tries to kill him at one moment in time, but then the sort of demon spirit within her takes over and sort of takes her into a different room. He really struggles with the fact that this wish is terribly backfired. He goes to try and get another one so that he can undo it, but there are no more. And he ends up trying to kill himself. She gets a wishing stick, right, at some point, and then sort of, I don't know exactly what wish she makes. Maybe to also that he's obsessed with her in the same way. I'm not entirely sure. But by that point, he's already overdosed on pills. And because the wish kicks in, like right as he's about to actually change his mind and throw up all the pills, he doesn't then throw up all the pills because the wish kicks in. And so then he like goes off to be with her, but then he dies. Pretty much got the plot points right there.
You watch way too much social media. Eddie, as a friend, I'm going to tell you this. You need to get off your cell phone.
Here's the thing is, I got two things going for me. I'm someone who is used to consuming movies and TV shows in short segments, so I piece them together fast. You can throw them at me. You can throw clip 9. Like if it's ordered 1 to 9, you throw me clip 9 first. It's okay. When I see clip 2, I'm starting to stitch the timeline together correctly. I don't need to see things sequentially. So, yeah.
Oh, that's terrible, man. You need to put the phone down. You need to go enjoy your life and consume media how it's supposed to be consumed.
Look, I just had a 2-week period where I saw at least one of those clips a day.
It's amazing because I didn't see. I guess I was purposely not wanting to watch them because I knew I wanted to watch the movie. But like, yeah, that's impressive. You have one major point wrong.
Okay.
But other than that, you're pretty much on.
Wrong or that I'm missing?
Like you're kind of missing like the take home of it.
The take home?
Yeah, because you said like, I mean, I guess you already pretty much spoiled the whole movie, but basically you said like he feels bad. He never really feels bad. Like he's the bad guy.
No, he's the bad guy in the movie. I've understood. So he doesn't feel bad, but he's not happy that it isn't the way that he 100% that he wanted it to be. And I know I've seen the clip where he's like, "Is it that bad to love me?" Like I've seen that clip. I get it that he's not trying to reverse it. He's just trying to improve it. I've understood that.
He just wants to make her less crazy.
Yes, he wants her to be obsessed, but in the way that he wanted her to be obsessed, and not in the undefined way that he kind of got it. But if you want to know where my social media has moved on from obsession to a wonderful different rabbit hole, which is Amish women playing softball.
Oh my God.
I now get 2 videos a day of Amish women playing softball. They're kind of like sort of in, I mean, they're in like Amish gear, but they are like baseball uniforms. So it's an interesting outfit. I'm not entirely certain. They're really good.
Like a league of their own good?
Yeah. And it kind of has that vibe because it's obviously sort of old-timey looking because of how they are dressed. The only thing I don't know, and I'm not willing to engage with the content enough, I'm getting it more because I did sit
Are you
through the
sure it's
entire
not
video.
AI?
It's definitely not AI, but what I'm wondering is it fake-ish? Like, is this people dressing up in kind of Amish gear? If if they're doing that, the commitment to the bit is huge because every player is dressed like that, and the people watching them are dressed like that. But then there is a slight part of me which is like, well, how are they filming it?
Yeah.
And I suppose they're competing in some sort of public league. It's in Ohio, which there's a lot of Amish people there. So I
Do you
guess
want to go
maybe
check
there's
a
like
game then when you come?
maybe we might have to reroute our road trip. See if Amish softball season is still running in late October. Maybe we can catch the World Series of Amish softball.
We'll probably have to park at the town over and ride our bikes.
Go there on buggy. Be amazing.
Real quick, we've got to address From. This show that you've made me watch that now I'm just committed to pushing through.
It's amazing, isn't it?
Also, I've have confirmation that you've hooked my dad into the show as well. He's watching
Perfect.
1 to 2 episodes a night as well.
See, the thing is, unlike
he said
the
he
obsession,
loves it.
Good. One happy listener. Unlike Obsession, I actually get a kickback from FX. I think that's who makes From for every new viewer of From. So they're rewarding me for the extra eyeballs.
It's it's interesting. It's fun, but
Yeah,
it
it's fine.
still is suffering from the like. They do 2 things that bother me. They start off seasons really strong with a lot of things happening, and then the next like 5 episodes, almost nothing gets resolved. So you have like 2 episodes that drive the season, and then 6 episodes of filler, and then like 1 to 2 finale episodes that like finish that thing and like drive you into the next thing. And then they also do that with an episode, which is also really annoying. Like something important will happen, and then the next 35 minutes is them just talking about it, and nothing progresses until like the very end. It gets so frustrating, but like it's yeah, like I do kind of like where it's going, although they are starting to pull some of the lost moves. Like, so I'm on season 4. So introducing an entirely new, in what seems to be very important person, character, whatever you want to call it, out of nowhere in season 4 is a bold move. It's a lost move.
Yeah.
Because I
I've
mean,
never claimed it.
maybe they'll get into it more, like who this thing or person is, but then also time travel. Epic lost move. Let's just introduce a crazy sci-fi topic halfway through this show.
So here's the thing: is they hinted obviously heavily at this at the time travel possibilities. Like even in episode 1, it's referred to the whatever they're called, the story jumpers or whatever it is. I actually feel like, I mean, being fully caught up, it now feels an unexplored element of a major plot point that they've brought out, which, yes, I agree, there's parallels to Lost Star. There's a lot of different threads that are being pulled on, and some of them just get completely let go of and will never come back to. I'm hoping that, unlike with Lost, those aren't as important, and there will be some satisfactory resolution by the end of season 5. But yeah, it's not a good show. I've never claimed it's like amazing, but it is entertaining. And
It is entertaining.
And part of the charm is the frustration that it causes. Like that is like they are intentionally almost trolling viewers in terms of saying, we know this is stupid. We know we're not resolving. We know we introduced a major plot in episode 2. We're not going to talk about it again.
Yeah. Yeah. Speaking of, so I wrote down a few of the like, plot points that happen but like have been ignored. My favorite one is, do you remember like episode 3 of season 1 when the daughter Julie tried to make out with that chick and ran away? And
Yes.
that's never been brought up again.
Yes. I think with that
They
one,
were like, let's maybe make this girl curious about her sexuality. And they've just abandoned that plot.
so that one, that does get a lot of attention on the subreddit. And the prevailing theories with that is that like one of two things happened. Either they realized it was kind of creepy that they were having this sort of teenage girl be. And at first, when there's sort of the characters are all introduced, you think they might be sort of the same age, but then you realize that actually those two characters are like early 20s. So it's sort of a weird, like 22-year-old with a 15-year-old starts to feel a bit strange. So there's this thought, there's that thought. The other idea was that was kind of trying to. They introduced the colony house as being this sort of completely hedonistic, like hippies,
Yeah, like in the
everyone's
first episode,
sleeping.
they're just like banging next to each other.
Yeah, yeah, and that was their way
What
of
happened to
actually
that show?
saying
I want that show back.
that was their way of saying, oh, actually, not everyone in Colony House is just a sort of free love weirdo. So. And I will admit, in season 1, it did feel a little creepy, as if they were kind of grooming her.
Yeah, for sure.
And
With the like, I'm your sponsor or whatever.
yes, and like, don't be with your parents. Come and be with us. Like, it will be okay. You don't need your parents. Your parents are just trying to hold you back. Like, there was a lot of that. You can sleep in the same room as us. That's perfectly fine. And my boyfriend is amazing. Look at how amazing my boyfriend is. Let's just talk about how amazing my boyfriend is all the time. But so they probably were smart to give up on that because it's sort of saved all the characters involved as a result.
The other, she also had another good one. I think it was like season 3, where like at this point, everyone in her family has gone through like insanely unrealistic things that in any other world you'd be like checked out on, but are actually happening and are believable and are crazy. And then something happens to her and they're like, "What happened, Julie?" Blah, blah. She's like, "I just had a weird dream, okay? That's all." Like, like her mom has visions. Her brother sees is like this walking boy in white. Her dad is like going off doing crazy things, and she's still afraid to just say that like something that would sound strange in normal world is like happening to her here. Like it's just crazy. Like, come on. Like your mom is having constant visions and walking off into the woods for these visions, and you just won't tell people that like something actually happened to you as well. It's so frustrating.
Yeah, and I mean, like, as we've discussed previously, that's the part of the show that gets to you the most, is that you would have thought fairly early on all of these people could just agree to the fact that weird things happen here and that nothing should be dismissed as someone being insane, crazy, weird, that it should just be like, well, that could just be what's happening here. We should consider all information that's presented to us and not treat it with the sort of framework, the same framework that we would have had in our normal lives. Like, if anything, we know now that dreams here and stuff are super important.
Yeah. The only other issue I have with the show is they keep bringing new characters in, which is fun and that's cool. Like I think that like you have to with a show like this because you keep killing the old ones. I still don't know if there's a single character on this show that doesn't just bother and annoy me. Like I genuinely don't know one likable character that I'm like really, really rooting for on the show. And then they keep bringing in new characters and they're like more unlikable. They like double down and triple down. Like every time a new character comes, like, oh my God, this person is even more fucking annoying than the last person. Like, I can't wait for this person to die or like to get maimed or something because they're fucking annoying.
I think I do agree with you. And I actually think maybe part of the show is to have people be unlikable because that, again, you're not necessarily certain that you want them to get out. Like, which is quite an interesting premise of the show, right? I don't know. I don't need a happy resolution to the story in order to feel like it was worth the journey. Like actually just seeing it all fall apart and having the conclusion just be like, well, sometimes you just get caught in an inescapable trap where the world just deals you a shit hand. Like that might be the lesson that we learn from this show, and that might be okay. I will not feel bad for them. The only ones who I guess are maybe likable, like Victor is likable.
Is he
I
though?
think.
Because he gets really annoying quickly though, with the whole like he hasn't matured past like a 12-year-old. It kind of gets fucking tiring after a while. When he's like, "Oh no, it's bad. Things are bad here." Oh, it gets really annoying.
Kenny's likable.
Kenny is likable, except he had that one moment where he was kind of being a huge asshole when the woman's fiance showed up. And he
Yeah.
he was such a little bitch boy about it.
Yeah, but let's be real. You get trapped in this hell dream like dynamic, but you manage to kind of get a relationship out of it, or you're getting towards what might look like a relationship where you could probably tell yourself, if you're him, like, this actually might save my existence here. Because if I meet someone who I love and I get to sort of try and build a family with them or something within this, I mean, I don't know if you really want to have kids in this world.
Well, we saw how that turned out.
Yeah, but even if they don't turn into little demon children, that child's going to resent you pretty strongly when they get to 7 or 8 and realize what you brought them into.
They're not making it to 7 or 8.
But let's just say you would be like, oh my God, do you know what? Things are starting to look up for old Kenny here. I know it's pretty bad. I know I got transported to this hell world. I know my dad then got dementia and then got savagely torn apart. I know that my mother then also got I know that my mother also got savagely torn apart.
Just dial it back a little bit. It's like we got stuck in this hellhole, but hey, my dad has dementia, but now he has full-time care in a facility for free. Yes. My mom is back to working and she loves it. She loves working, and I've got a girlfriend.
And Kenny's love life is looking good. You could kind of convince yourself, like you're putting your head on your pillow at night. You're like, this isn't ideal, but it's not that bad, and it might get better. Yeah. And then the world says, not so fast. That woman you're falling in love with, we don't know how we bring people here or why we do, but let's bring her fiance in that she's given up on. You know,
dad murdered, mom murdered, girlfriend gone.
Yeah, I can understand. He's recovered, honestly, of all the people in the show. He's dealing with the blows. He's got great suspension on because he's just riding over those bumps and not noticing a thing.
Yeah, he's one of the few that is like somewhat likable. And I guess like the doctor, she's likable.
Yeah.
For the most part.
And in a weird way, Sarah is actually kind of likable. Like,
maybe
not great that she tries to murder some kids, but if we can forget that part, she actually is one of the few characters who seems to have accepted that this is a really weird world and that she has to treat information within it differently. She's actually like, either you're plugging your ears and just being an NPC in the background, just kind of, picking up some cabbage and going about your daily life, or you're someone who basically denies the fact that this is a different type of world. She's sort of in the middle there.
Yeah. Yeah, so I'll probably be done with season 4 by the time we next chat. At the way my TV viewing is going. But then I gotta wait, I guess, right? When season 5 is the last season, right?
Season 5's it. They've confirmed it, and season 5 comes out some point in 2027, I think. It's probably like early 2027.
No. Yeah, it says 2027. Oh, no.
I think it will be based on when the last season came out. I guess it would probably be in like February, March of 2027. So you don't have that long. You got the football season to get through. Look at it that way. Football season wraps up, then you get from back.
Wow, can't wait.
You replace Thursday night football with Thursday night from. Because that's the thing that will change your interaction with the show greatly, because I had this happen. I binged through season 1, 2, 3, caught up to season 4, and then it was like, oh, this show is not a solid dump.
It's week by week.
It's week by week. And that actually really changed how you then consume it, because you then deal a little bit with, there aren't exactly cliffhangers, but they are at least kind of, I'm interested to see what happens there. Sometimes they just never go back to it, so you just move on. But it does definitely change how the show kind of lives within your mind.
Yeah, then it gets the real Lost effect, where like everything is dissected.
Yes. All right. Anything else?
No, that's about it.
Okay.
All right. So, sounds good. I'll talk to you later.
See ya.
Cheerio.